Hey, welcome to Ask Dr. E. We're glad you're here. This is a three-part series about why young people are so excited about socialism. And this is the third part of that series. If you haven't seen part 2 and 1, let me encourage you to go back and watch them. Okay, and then here's another thing about young people, why they may be pro-socialism. What is that one, Rom?
Okay, because it's expanded safety net, such as free child care,
Yeah.
pre-K, public higher education, and universal rent control,
Yeah.
which who talked about that and didn't deliver it?
Ma'am Donnie. Yeah. Now he's trying to steal buildings. He's basically saying it's terrible what they're doing. He's basically saying, okay, to these slumlords and so forth, if you don't meet these requirements, then we're going to fix it to where the government's going to come in and take your buildings from you. We're going to take those buildings from you. However, what they fail to tell you is they've set up the system to where they freeze rents all the time. The cost of living in New York is about twice what it is in Texas, and so everything's really expensive there. And so they set up these rules where the owners can't make any money,
Right.
and then they don't have the money to fix up the buildings. And so it's kind of a
Vicious
sneaky
cycle.
way. Yeah, it's a cycle, and they're going to sneak in and steal
They're
those things.
going to win it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's terrible. Labor reforms, that's what another thing young people want. They want labor reforms. They want to raise the minimum wage to whatever the area, geographical area you might be in. They want it to be a lot more than what it currently is. And they want to make a work week 32 hours maximum.
Because who works 40 weeks?
Yeah,
I mean, 40
hours.
Yeah, 40
Yeah.
hour
Yeah.
work
Yeah.
weeks. I mean, who does that anymore?
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, 32 hours
I think that's
maximum.
funny.
Yeah, it's terrible, and the idea of really having good work ethic has
Oh, we
disappeared
don't have
from
that.
it. Yeah, it's gone.
No.
And I guess maybe they're naive about how money works. I don't know. A lot of them are, not all of them, but a lot of them are. And if McDonald's, for instance, in California says we're going to have to start paying $30 an hour, who's really going to pay that? The customers, because they can't. McDonald's can't afford to pay $30 an hour and make a profit. So they're going, and that's what businesses are in business for, to make profits. And so they're going to have to raise the price of everything. And so ultimately it's going to be the customer that pays. And there's going to be ingenuity that will take over human jobs. So
As we've seen.
yeah, that we've already seen, and a lot of restaurants so far they just go out of business.
Right. Which is so sad.
They're going out, a lot of grocery stores and restaurants in New York City right now are going out of business left and right. I'm talking about thousands have closed their doors because they cannot function in the system that Mom Donnie is creating there. So they're just closing down. I want to tax the wealthy. We always like that. Let's tax the wealthy. I listen to Bernie a lot. We're going to tax the top 1%ers. Maybe 2, 3, maybe top 4%ers. Well, when you get down to 3, 4%, it's kind of a middle income wage. And I guess people don't realize. I guess they don't realize that that's what
It's
it is.
going to be you.
Yeah, it's going to be you. You're 4 or 5% right in there. Sometimes you'll go that low, and they think, oh, that's just the rich people, billionaires and multi-millionaires. No, it's you when they get down that low. So that's a sneaky way of everybody saying, yeah, let's tax the rich, that top 5% or whatever.
Right.
And then they wind up getting taxed more, and that's how it works, So taxing the wealthy is just kind of a buzz phrase because people like to hear it. There was a day in America that we used to celebrate accomplishment. When people did well.
Made it to 25 years.
Yeah.
They were rewarded.
Yeah.
Not now, but
Yeah,
they
or
fire you a couple of days before so you don't get your pension or retirement, whatever, which is just so
or if they made a
dishonest.
certain amount of money, that was celebrated. It wasn't. It's like today. There's so much jealousy. It's incredible. And so I was watching somebody on Fox News one time, and they were talking about to a person that wanted college education completely paid for. And I don't remember again the exact numbers, but he said, okay, what if we tax all of the 1%ers at 100%? Everything they make, that pay taxes on. That would pay for college for everyone in the country. And she said, that's what I want. He said, yeah, but then what do you do the next year? Because their money's gone.
Right.
Their money's gone. Well, and you could tell the wheels were turning. It's like, well, I hadn't thought about that, you know. So I think it was Benjamin Franklin that said, you can never make a poor man wealthier by making a wealthy man poorer. Mm-hmm. You can't. And it might sound like you can to some people, but it's just a fact. You can't. It's been tried over and over again. It just doesn't work.
Yeah.
Governance and foreign policy. What do they want, Rob?
Well, we've seen it. You know, look at our electoral college. You know, Congress, Supreme Court.
Yeah.
The power that they have and want more and take it away from everybody else, and it's just a big mess. It's.
Well, the Democrat Socialists of America want to do away with the Supreme Court.
I know, but it's I don't.
They want to abolish the Senate.
So who takes care of the really bad guys?
Well, that's another thing. They want police budgets minimally reduced
Until they need it. Until they need a police officer.
A lot of them they don't want police in existence. Period.
Yeah,
you know, they want to end cash bail. That's going to be nothing that they do. Going to empty out the prisons. They don't want prisons. So now again, this is all on their website. Go look at it for yourself. It's astonishing. They want to demilitarize borders, stop deportations, and grant voting rights to non-citizens. That is insane, in my opinion, that they would want that.
Right.
What about foreign policy?
This is our country. They want to cut military spending, close foreign military bases, which is beyond me, and end international economic sanctions.
Yeah, and all of that. So there's a lot of crazy things that the Democrat Socialists of America want. And the Bible says that in the last days, there will be lawlessness. And that's where we're headed with this. We see it already. You may remember the Summer of Love a few years ago in Portland, I believe it was, and in Seattle. And they just destroyed buildings. Mm-hmm. And they weren't punished for it. There was no repercussion for it. And they just took over the streets. They're burning cars, burning police vehicles. There was a few times that they actually went into police stations and threw bombs at either the windows or inside. And there was no repercussion for it. Well, we're headed down that trail of, in the last days, there will be lawlessness. So I believe with all my heart that socialism is going to be the vehicle that will usher in the Antichrist. It will. Mm-hmm. It's just all headed that way, because you'll have one person that will stand up and say, I've got the solution, I've got the answers for everything, just let me have control. And once that control is
Make it
given
better.
up, yeah.
Yeah, we need a revival.
Yeah. People that want are willing to trade freedom for security will get neither and deserve neither.
Yeah.
You can't do that. In America, we have always been about freedom, individual freedom. And I don't want to trade my freedom for anything.
No.
I do not.
We love our country.
We love our country.
We love our country.
That's
America.
right. And I love individual freedom. I like to be able to get up and do what I want to do and go where I want to go and say what I want to say. Some people watching this today will not like it.
Yeah.
That's okay. You can turn it off. But some people today will agree with it. So like and share it if you agree with it. Help us get this word out. Hey, we love you. Thank you for joining Ask Dr. E today. And please come back and see us again next Wednesday.
See you next time.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.